All right. Okay, yeah, looks like we're up and going. Yeah,
Live now.
we are live, or at least we're not dead. We're not.
Yeah,
We're
nor
not.
nor alive. We're just alive.
Yeah.
We're somewhere in between.
All right. Welcome to Two Cousins Talk. I'm Phil Nilsson.
And I'm T Tizzle.
We are we are talking today about underwater horror. We hit space,
Yeah.
and now we go deep in the mouth of the thing that gives us life.
Oh, no, wait, but we're not alive. Uh,
Yeah. That we're 98% water.
true. But yeah, yeah, when we were trying to figure out which movies to do,
Yeah,
uh,
they span a variety of like the movies we're talking about, and there is a ghost, a movie that's a haunted house underwater. I wanted to find that, but I could not remember the name of it.
well, so my whole thing. So here's the thing. This is what I discovered. Okay, so we were thinking about things because yeah, back in the day, you know, uh, in the 90s, we were into these movies.
Yeah,
You know, specifically Leviathan and Deep Star Six
yeah.
and The Abyss. For me, those are the movies that I watched a lot over and over and over again.
I
And the
re-
thing, and oh yeah,
Go
what do
ahead.
you remember?
I remember Leviathan a lot, coming over your guys' house on the weekends, and it was like, sleeping around in the living room, plugging Leviathan.
I'd be like, let's watch Leviathan again.
Yep. And it's
And
still one of those movies I like.
oh yeah, oh well, yeah, we'll get into it. The thing I realized, and this is the th- and this is the and this is like the question, and maybe we'll be able to answer it as the show goes on, was that all three of those movies, Leviathan, Deep Star Six, and The Abyss, all three of those came out in 1989.
So that's what I thought. I was like, didn't these all come out within the with same time or at least in the same year?
Yeah.
Because I
Why? Why is that? What was happening in the early 80s or in the mid 80s where all of a sudden all these filmmakers wanted to make it because they couldn't have been vibing off of each other because they were all making it at the same time.
yeah. Well, I
It,
mean,
it,
like when what's that movie? Armageddon and Deep Impact.
oh
Two
yeah,
two common. I'm pretty sure that got two different writers. Hey, what about a comet striking Earth?
yeah. Oh, we'll do the apocalypse movies at some point, sure.
Yes.
But no, yeah, it's really crazy. I did come up with one basic answer
Huh.
was that the Titanic had been found like a couple years previous,
Okay.
like 86 or something.
Yeah.
And maybe that was like an inspiration. It was definitely inspiration for Cameron
Oh,
to do The
yeah.
Abyss. But yeah, no, that's just really fascinating. And so I was like, oh man, it would have been cool. Like, yeah, this theme would have been the underwater horror movies of 1989. But I guess, yeah, apparently The Abyss is hard to find online.
Yeah.
I had the laser disc, so that was easy.
Did you have
And I had,
the regular
yeah,
or
just,
like special edition?
uh, the regular, just the
Okay.
regular version.
Because I heard there was a cut that was apparently like 3 hours long.
Well, I don't. I've seen. I don't think it's through. Maybe it is 3 hours actually, but I have seen the other cut, and it's a good cut. It's a good. Yeah, it has a totally different ending, and has a lot more stuff in it. It makes a lot more things make a lot more sense
Okay.
in the extended version. But yeah, it is long. But So we didn't do that. So we kind of said 3 movies and then do some outliers. So we chose in the beginning definitely Leviathan, Deep Star 6, and then Dagon. Am I pronouncing that right?
I think so. Dagon.
I mean, you're not supposed to. They're unpronounceable. The Elder Gods.
Hang on. Dagon. Dagon.
Yeah. But then we pilfered a few other movies in there, and we'll talk about those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just up front, at the very beginning, like what do you think makes Underwater good for the horror movies?
Definitely, it's that exploration of new life. Even I think to this day, we're still hearing, new aquatic life being found. It's that what is down underneath us. So
it's the mystery.
Yep. Where up in space, they could, it's a needle in a haystack, of finding new life. Unless you work with a company that says, hey, answer every distress call. Or
yeah.
and a killer cybernetic robot.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like, okay, yeah, Earth is only so minute big. There can't be that much, but it's like, no. We go to this horror movie. It's a plant-based that grow, when brung into the air. This is a different horror movie, which I can remember it. It grows fungi everywhere that's poisonous and will kill you.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of similarities between underwater and space.
Yeah.
One, it's a hazardous environment.
Yeah.
So people are trapped. You give people that are trapped somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll talk. I mean, I'll definitely bring up Alien like a shit ton because it's like so many of these movies definitely borrow that blueprint to a T.
Oh,
like so much.
To me, I'll say Leviathan is to me the perfect homage of Alien and The Thing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It is kind of a cobbled together.
Except the whole, who's except for the whole who's the thing and not the thing. It's out there, destroying our base.
Yeah, it's a huge fish blob man.
Yes.
Don't have to worry about it. And I don't know. I think all those reasons we liked all of them. We liked the space stuff. We liked the water stuff. For really the same reasons.
Yeah.
And
great effects. I mean, I'm not a ace on when it comes to storyline, but hey, to me, if it catches my interest, I'll sit down and watch it. And these movies did.
All right. Well, should we get right into it? Should we start with Leviathan? Let's just get into it.
Yes.
So, Leviathan, 1989. 1989.
Yep.
Directed by George Cosmatos. This is the weird thing. That dude was like an action guy. He did Rambo: First Blood Part 2,
Really?
Cobra, and also Tombstone later on.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. It kind of comes into effect at in the climax of the movie, but
Yeah.
for the most part, this is not an action.
Yeah, no, this is actually one thing I definitely with all these movies. It's because of being underwater. It's the destruction of their environment and stuff.
Oh yeah. There's definitely self-destruct alarms.
Yeah.
All, I think almost everything that we
Yeah.
watched.
Uh,
First off, look, I watched it on Amazon, and it looks great.
oh, it's still great. Still.
I mean, I want the Laserdisc. I got to get the Laserdisc at some point. But the HD on Amazon, great. Looks good.
Yeah. Has a lot of good actors: Peter Weller, Ernie Hudson, Daniel Stern.
Oh man. Yeah, dude.
And this is to me, Ernie Hudson post, for me at least post Ghostbusters. So I'm like Ernie Hudson all the way. This guy, to me can do no wrong movie.
Yeah, and it's one of his best movies.
Yeah,
I think. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, just and yeah, as you said, this is the vein. This is perfect. It's in Aliens Bloodline.
yeah.
It's truckers. That's truckers in space. This is truckers underwater. It's working man shit.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, and the thing is that even more than Alien, I think, even more than Alien, like this, the entire first hour of the movie is just them talking about the union,
Yeah.
talking about working conditions and the dock
They're
not being at his post.
Yeah. If they don't make, they'll lose huge, shares, stock portfolios.
Yeah, for the first hour that happened. Why in the heck? So it's like, why did we find this entertaining as kids?
Yeah, no, I never thought about it that way, but yeah, that's funny.
Because the truth of the matter is I haven't seen it in a while, and watching it now, it's like I understand all that stuff a lot more.
Yeah,
I can relate to that stuff so much more now as an adult.
Maybe it's yet now. Why because again we watched Aliens. That's what they were talking about in Alien 2. Well, not Alien 2, but Alien. It wasn't as big as the part, but they were talking about that as well in the movie. So it's like, oh, hey, okay, stock. And I had no idea what stock portfolios meant. I've heard the word bonuses.
Yeah, I knew what a union was. I knew what that was.
A little bit.
But yeah, but all that stuff about like them, like safety requirements, and like the part where he like gives him a day off.
Yeah. Right,
and but they had to like work late that night, and just do because we start with them finishing up something on the seafloor, and then after they're done,
one of the guys, his oxygen, he has no oxygen. I can't know if they've ever said if it was a leak or if it wasn't.
It's just his O2 scrubber. It just malfunctioned.
Okay.
And it's like it's a thing that just it cleanses. It takes the carbon dioxide out. So it's a rebreather.
Yeah. So
you can reuse the stuff. Just malfunction. And that's the thing is I remember that part being super dramatic as a kid.
Yeah.
But but there's nothing horror about it. It's that is something on the job site malfunction, and that's it. And it's just like. Gee, yeah. And that's all it is.
It was like, I think it was funny. I mean, if you think about, none of this movie would have none of it would happen if it wasn't for Six Pack, Daniel Stern's character. Had he not grabbed that little water spider to play a joke on the one girl, and then it's all his fault.
No, it's true. Oh, well, and let's also mention the fact that it's like it's the whole movie is, it's just a big this is my last day on the job. I'm retiring with the wife.
Yep.
Down. They got like 3 days left.
Yeah.
And then this guy's just fucking around.
Yep. The one guy's like, I'm gonna go skiing, so you hear him going. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah. Oh man.
Got the old curmudgeons, like, he's like, I'd rather be down here than up there with the dirty air.
Yeah, all that stuff hit more for me now as an adult than I ever understood as a kid.
Yeah.
I think as kids we just sort of just like the back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, this dude Six Pack, he's the damn he's canceled. He can't be in the workplace like that.
Oh yeah, no, he
hitting on all the women, just pouring everywhere. And then fucking around on the job site. Like the next day, he falls into the crater, and the woman goes after him. And man, this stuff's awesome. This is probably actually underground, or underwater. And if it's not actually underwater, it looks awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was like I would like if those giant like seaweeds, those tubes. I would love to see those up in person.
Oh God.
Would it be as disorienting as they made it out to seem?
I would say yes. fuck underwater, dude. Never. But yeah, they find like a ship, and she goes in there, and it's very alien, but it just I think it all just looks great. I mean, people say this has like a B movie vibe, and it's like I don't get a B movie at all. So I don't know.
I thought this was also done by Stan Winston and stuff.
Oh, I could look it up. Probably
because I think that's also because we had seen like the Terminator and stuff.
So we probably knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew a lot more about all these things as children.
It's true. Like when when you're a child, you absorb stuff like a sponge. But yeah, no,
it's true.
I mean, I think one thing I noticed after the whole Six Pack, coming back with the ill-gotten booty. That's one thing. How when it like they with the chest, wouldn't it still been his regardless? Because it's like, I don't know seafaring laws and stuff.
Well, no, he talks about it again. It's like workplace stuff. They sign contracts. Like they can't find anything. It's basically the companies.
Okay. Yeah,
or that the captain's rule is law or something like that. And
okay.
It's like, yeah. They go into it a lot.
Because what would happen if they had found like a big old crate of Nazi gold? Come on, are they really going to tell the the company like, oh yeah, we just happened to find this chest of gold? Of course, it would look really awkward them trying to walk with big old duffel bags of gold.
Yeah, with Nazi insignias on them and shit. They find the shed, and it's got like what? It's got some VHS in it.
Yeah.
It's got some like books, and then it's got some vodka, and they realize that it's Russian pretty quick.
It was the doc.
Oh yeah, the doc.
Because he reads it. It's the ship is named the Leviathan. and stuff.
That's right. That's right. Well, yeah, they take it, except Six Pack. You know, he keeps. I guess
A
he somehow.
flask.
Yeah, there was also a flask in there,
Yeah.
and so he did do that. He did pocket that.
Yep. Again, his fault.
Well, man. Well, yeah. Well, so yeah. You know, there's a bunch of montages and stuff, and we get to their last day. You know, it's their last day on the force.
Yeah.
And the night before, Six Pack, you know, had some of that illicit drink.
Yeah. And don't forget one of the girls.
Oh yeah, one of the girls, and
he comes down with something. Peter Weller, to make sure they hit their quota. Peter Weller, which is apparently a rarity for him to do. Like,
well, yeah, because this is another kind of weird aspect. Is basically he's like a geologist.
yeah,
Like he's not like a working man. He's not a blue collar worker.
yeah,
And so there's like a little bit of weirdness with that too. And man, it's such a I have such different context as an adult, understanding that, because I just didn't. And the whole like where he's like deciding to take his place and go in on the seafloor.
yeah.
Like I just didn't realize why that was such a big deal as a kid, and now I do. It's just so interesting.
Yeah, it's then because they're sorry.
What's going on, buddy? You all right?
Yeah.
Did you drink some illicit vodka? Yeah.
No. Had a belch that did not want to pop up. But yeah, no, I loved it because they're all complaining like, yeah, he's gold, they're he's Six Pack's bricking us, But they made their quota. Ernie Hudson's all, and this is by the time Six Pack's in quarantine.
Well, shit. While they're down there, he goes from just having like a bad hangover to basically dead.
Yeah.
Within like a few hours.
And see, maybe that's just because with movies, it just felt weird with that time, because they're not going to show a whole 8-hour work period. But it was just like
yeah. but it does show. No, they're rocking it out. They're working hard. They get it done. But by the time they get back, he's fucking dead. The doc doesn't tell anybody except Peter Weller.
Yeah.
But he checks everybody.
Yeah.
Except for Bridget, who also drank the vodka.
Yeah.
He's about to check her, but then he leaves for some reason, and then she's not doing great.
Yeah. Her hair starts falling out.
Oh my god.
They're still under. The whole crew's still under the suspicion. Six Pack's just sick.
Oh yeah, everyone goes to visit him. Yeah. Ernie Hudson goes into and sees it, and like he moves a little bit, and it's just good. It's creepy. It's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
And then Bridget goes to see him because she's there in the medical ward, and I didn't see this. I don't remember ever seeing this as a kid, but when she first goes in, you see a tentacle on the side of his bed.
Yeah.
That's coming out of the sheet.
Yeah. It was like how did she did she remove the covers and
she just removes the covers.
Which then
he's all fucked.
Yeah. Then I think that she realized what it was. She then unalives herself.
Oh yeah, it seems a little rash, but body horror.
Yeah.
And then while all this is happening, they call up to the surface to be like, something's going on down here. You need to pick us up. And they have that awesome 80s power woman smoking cigarettes in the office.
Wasn't that Evil Lynn?
Yes, yes, it was.
She knew
Beautiful woman.
Yeah. She didn't go back to attorney in that movie. She just became a corporate businessman.
Yeah. She didn't go back. She stayed in the States. And so again, another alien thing. The the corporate office, the company, all that.
Yeah. It was like, wasn't sort of Doc, given all the red flags of, when they were going through, he was noticing all the red flags, and everyone else was just like, oh, well, I think they were still mad at Doc because him not being on the starboard when in the beginning of the movie.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like, I mean, because when he checks all of them, they're all good. Yeah. All of them are fine. Like he sort of does his job at this point.
Yeah.
He just never was able to see Bridget because she comes in but then Peter Weller comes in and is like, Doc, you got to take a look at this. He's like, I'll be right back. Just not there on the job, man. Oh man. But then so they put her away. And then come back and she's fucking fused with Six Pack.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's so fucked.
Body horror.
And well, yeah, but it's cool because they're like, and because they still haven't told anybody. I mean, they told them they're dead, but like they haven't told them any of the weird shit. And so they're taking him out and bought this thing out in a body bag, and it's fucking moving. And Jesus is like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, because I always thought that was, hang on, that was weird because it was like, why are we carrying a giant body bag?
Like the two of them together.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to grab something.
Okay. Well, folks, just you and me now.
Yeah. That is. Oh, do you need this, kid?
And I'll say right now that fuck the ocean, right? Fuck underwater. Fuck all of that shit. I'm not interested. I think part of my the allure of these movies for me is the fact that I hate deep water. I've always hated it, and I'll never be caught dead in it. Now space, that's something I can handle. Heights, things like that, that's fine. But underwater, that's different.
Yep.
'Cause there's never gonna get into any of that shit. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I always just thought that was weird. It's like, Six Pack, and because they just knew as far as I knew, Six Pack was just sick, and now they're carrying a body bag.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do sort of like. Yeah, I mean that'd be hard to. Yeah, cause he was fine that morning, and all of a sudden is dead, and then fucking another one of them kills themselves.
Yeah.
She's dead. Now they're carrying them both in this one body bag.
Well, I mean that would because they're like, isn't this against like basically, health standards and all that? Just like, they're, you just can't jettison bodies out into the vast of ocean.
Oh, that's true. I think one of them brings it up even is that they have like protocol for this, but the captain and the doc are like, no, we got to get rid of this shit now. You haven't seen this. This is some thing shit.
Yeah.
And it shows because it opens up, it starts squirming, and there's this whole scene. One of them gets the older dude gets clawed. They try to get it into like the elevator. They scramble.
Part of it breaks off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of a tentacle and just sort of swims away
Yeah.
lackadaisically. So yeah, it's a lot like the Thing in that regard.
Yep.
But yeah, but then oh man, but then yeah, then comes the crazy eel in the kitchen scene.
Oh, I think that's probably the one part that always did scare me.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. And it's right after, and I always remember for me as a kid, because it was like, because Jesus and Ernie Hudson get into like a fight a little bit,
Yeah.
and Jesus was like, I'm gonna get some food, and then Ernie comes in, he's like, sorry man, sorry for breaking your puzzle, I'll help you, I'll help you clear it up. He's like, okay, all right, we're gonna have a good time, all right, and then fucking the eel comes and just fucks Jesus up. And Ernie does not help him.
No. I think to me was funny. Okay, when he's being attacked, he rips all these cords out. I'm like, what are those cords for? Is that like the soda line?
That's the popcorn butter. Because he was looking for the popcorn. I think that's what I thought as a kid.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson's there. He's in the next room, headphones on.
Yeah, they were just gonna have a good time.
Yep. Never mind the whole. Our one guy got slashed open. This thing got. I would be going to my boss and raising some questions here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and because they have to wait because. Yeah, they're like, hey, you're supposed to pick us up. And the corporate lady's like, oh, there's a hurricane coming.
Yeah.
So you have to wait like 12 hours or something like that. So, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, no, Jesus is gone. Ernie, fine. Well, no, I always like to. He gets the older guy. He's like, watch that door. And the older guy's like, what? What are you talking about? Watch the door. and then they come back and he's gone and he went to go get a flamethrower. Everyone's just walking off on the job, man.
Yeah. I think that was probably the one thing that did terrify me when they come back and its doors all like aluminum foiled open.
Oh yeah, which means the older guy he had to have seen the Thing.
Yeah.
And then gone to get a weapon.
Yeah,
because apparently they do have weapons there. They have all sorts of stuff, unlike Alien, because we have a weapon montage.
Yeah.
And we see like a couple of saws, like gnarly looking fucking saws and fucking flamethrowers. They got everything.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this?
It was like prod sticks.
Yeah, they got it all, man.
I mean, like they must have saw Alien and they're like, all right, we're going to make sure our crew is.
Yeah, well stocked.
They may not have to use it, but we're gonna make sure.
Well, and they also realize that it's like stolen all of the blood in the med wing.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, so this thing, yeah. I mean, they come to the actual conclusion pretty quick. They're just like, okay, yeah, this thing's like, it's like some sort of genetic mutation of some kind. And and it's smart in some sort of way, or has people's memories because it knows where the blood is. It steals it, and so they make a plan to use the blood to lure it to the lift.
Yeah.
But then in the meantime, the doc probably I don't know, probably he gets paranoid about it.
Yeah.
And I suppose one can say that he fucks everybody over, which he sort of does. But he's trying to like save the surface. He's like, this thing can't escape.
Which I mean, it probably wouldn't matter anyhow because that once it tore outside, it would just swim on up, go to Acapulco and just brain terror.
Yeah, probably. Well, and he also, I mean, I guess he also maybe he does sort of fuck it up because like he also basically tells, like he puts in the computer, he talks to Central and tells them about the whole thing.
So that's I did not. It was like, was it an AI program or what? Yeah, was it him emailing somebody, another scientist? That I was never clear of.
Well, it said he was like basically emailing Maritime Central, like a scientist database or something like that.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Uh, so yeah, was he a bad guy? Was he a good guy? It's hard to tell.
I would say he was a good guy, because he didn't say, well, if we find anything of of a debt, he was a good guy in the aspects of he was trying to contain the threat.
Yeah.
Not knowing what the, you know, its limit, not knowing what, with its limitations, But yeah, he was a bad guy in the sense, yeah, he, fucked everybody over. They could have got into there, let the whole thing collapse in on it, and. But again, it was like, what are you going to second guess, headquarters saying, yeah, there's a possible hurricane above you. If there was like a tropical 5, they might as well just stay down there. So as long as nothing else got destroyed.
Yeah. Well, there's also like a lot of like dialogue, like he's down there because like he accidentally like killed some patients.
Yeah.
In the past, so he was trying to redeem himself a little bit.
So that's one thing I never understood about those movies. Why is this doctor here? Well, he did some shady stuff. I'm like, okay.
Oh, well, I mean, it kind of makes more sense now because it's like, why would any like reputable doctor work in those conditions?
Okay.
Like in terms of like finding positions, finding work, right? And it's just sort of the same with Peter Weller's character, the geologist. Like he didn't do any bad shit, but there's this, like the one woman, she's like, "Why are you working down here?"
And so yeah, right? I got the indication he was like a, yeah, he probably asked too many questions. He was like on a blacklist or something.
Well, yeah, the geologist blacklist. Yeah. Well, yeah, but more shit ensues. The older guy Cobb, the one that got scratched, like, he's getting a fever. The doc's checking him out. His hand has a mouth in it.
Oh.
It's so fucked up.
I mean, which is to me weird why they didn't quarantine him in the first place. Because it's like, okay, well, we want to keep you separate because we don't know what kind of infection this thing is carrying.
Well, it's kind of because they're all doing the specific job at this point. Because like the doc's looking at him. Ernie and Peter are like doing the plan, and then the woman Willie, who likes to jog around, she fucks up the luring plan.
Yeah,
because she like lures it from the opposite direction, and they fucks the entire plan up.
Yeah, I think that's probably the part of how they went nonchalant, like two workers just died. Everything's just going to go back to normal.
Well, no, yeah, her choosing to do her gym regime because she's like training for like a marathon or something.
I think it was to be an astronaut. Oh God!
I see again. Everybody's just they're walking or jogging off the job. They're just not paying attention. But anyway, yeah. So Cobb and the doc are now fucked.
Yeah.
And so the last remaining members are in the bridge, and yeah, they're like, "Get us the fuck out of here!" And Evelyn is like, "No, there is a hurricane. It's coming straight for you. 3 days." It's like, oh fuck. And then this is another part that I did not understand as a child, but now I do, is because Willie is like, "I'm just going to check my stock options that we talked about in the beginning."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it dropped because bad things for this company. They just lost the entire outfit down there, and that's how they realize there is no hurricane."
Yeah.
And I didn't know that as a kid. I didn't know. I thought the reveal was in the end when they get to the top. No, they find out
Yeah.
in down below because their stock options went down, and there was like a news report, and they've already been listed as dead. So yeah, the company is shady as fuck.
Oh yeah. No, they probably work in the same line as Wayland Utonics. You know, this is like what Wayland Utonics before they jumped into space.
Well, yeah, and this is kind of a weird like. It's kind of, it made me question like what year is this set? Because it feels kind of futuristic.
Yeah.
Kind of like like in that like Blade Runner vein where they have some technology that we don't. A little bit. I don't know. But it's not. It doesn't really play into it that much, but it's kind of interesting.
No, it's yeah, that futuristic like where all of a sudden like in the 1950s we somehow accelerated more advance and stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't stick in the 50s though. The 50s montage. But yeah, no, because I don't. Really, honestly, I don't know. Do we have those type of stuff in the ocean?
Well, I mean, I honestly I can't answer to the extent of it. I mean, we do have some stuff like that in the ocean, but I don't think that far down. I mean, they do mine in the ocean, and they do like cable in the ocean, but that's a big black hole for me in terms of like. That kind of complex, or like the complex in the Abyss, or any of these movies, like those actually, I don't know.
Yeah, because essentially they're they're how they're just spaceships, but they're underwater and stuff.
Well, man, I went into this weird rabbit hole like a while ago where I was just looking at like. Internet lines and like there's huge like data cable spanning the oceans.
Wow.
Like huge, and like they're everywhere, spanning the entirety of the ocean. I'm like, holy shit, how do they do that? Who does it? Like, and that's how some internet travels. It's huge cables in the ocean, and I'm like, what the fuck?
So next time you're reloading, it's like, oh wait, just because it's going through the ocean and there's a little bubble.
Yeah. A shark's attacked the cable. It's out. Well, yeah. While the crew's hanging, they're like, all right, we'll just hang here. Oh nope, obligatory alarms.
Yep.
Race against time. The whole thing's gonna implode and get fucked because the monster's been busy.
Yeah. While they're sitting there, panicking, and it was like that was because my other with these movies is plus being down that low in the ocean for probably they're probably down there for like 90 days. I mean, yes, they were in a at least pressurized or pressurized. Well, them traveling up that fast. Wouldn't have that have killed them?
Well, yeah. I mean, that kind of sparked my question about the technology.
Yeah.
Because, like, they race to get to the suits. There's a little bit of like a chase with the monster, and like a whole scene in the dock, in the lift room.
Yeah.
Where they go up, and Weller has to kind of lure the monster out, but he gets into his. And they just go up to the surface, and I'm like, no decompression, of any kind, because you have to do that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah. But so I guess the suits can do it, and they do and actually they do in the suits themselves. As like Willie's going up, there's like this like status screen that's like decompression effect. So I guess the suits can just decompress them.
But because you think that the second they got onto the oil tanker or whatever that was at the end, they would be rushing them to like do a what's because I watched it on a YouTube.
Like a decompression chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I guess, yeah, the suits can do it. That's nice. But no hurricane.
Yeah. No.
And for as a kid, that was the reveal for me. I was like, oh, look at that. No, and Ernie's like, where's that goddamn hurricane? And I'm like, oh, and I was like, oh, the black man going to survive? Is he going to survive this one?
That was probably the one thing I hated about that movie was Ernie Hudson dying.
Yeah.
And first,
well, and also,
first I didn't know he even died when I was younger. But it was just like, where was he? He escaped. I didn't realize he went and tried to hold the monster, and the monster just drowned him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The monster followed him, and not
the same monster that was in the in their station that got crushed. This is the one that got let out in the body bag.
Okay. And and so the whole rest of this bit, this climax, it's really weird because there's this like weird, quick little shark scene.
Yeah.
It's pointless. So pointless. It's like what? I think they just found some sharks in the ocean. We're like, and the director was like, quick, let's do a quick little scene here. This is great.
Well, I think it was that oh, thank God we're out of the hot dish. Oh, the front. Now we're in. Everywhere in the ocean, something's going to kill you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and this is the point where, like, I think, like, it gets weird, kind of corny. Like this whole last bit's it's like actiony, and it's got a weird soundtrack, and Peter Weller, like, explodes the monster with a flare explosion thing of some kind. And then they get picked up in the helicopter and on the oil rig, and Eva Lynn's there.
And then she's knocked out.
They're both going to be killed. You realize this, right? They're not just going to walk away. They're just going to be killed by corporate. That's it. And then that's the end of the movie.
I always did like that part of the movie. It's like, how you doing? Pop! Better! It's...
Yeah, and then just walk off.
I mean, because that was the 80s strike a person and they just walk away.
I don't know. I enjoyed watching this again. Yeah. I think it holds up. It's got like 5.5 on IMDb, and I don't understand the hate. It's a good movie.
I think because it's people probably compare it to The Abyss, but again, I don't know what the IMDb for the Abyss is.
Oh, it's got to be good.
Yeah,
I would assume. Let's see here. 7.5.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, I don't know. It was a lot of fun watching it again.
Yeah.
Brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah. We did watch a lot of horror movies when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
Even before we really got into horror movies.
Yeah, they were just the movies that we watched.
Yeah. And see, I definitely remember when my folks were copying tapes back in the VHS days.
Yeah.
I remember it was that Leviathan, Abyss. I don't think Deep Star 6, but it was like all these movies. Some of these movies are now watching them. It's like, okay, I remember that part. Two different movies.
Yeah.
But for a while, these movies just were so intertwined. I'm like, wait a minute, what about this scene? Oh no, okay, that's on that movie.
No, that's true. Well, speaking of that other movie, let's get into that. Let's get into Deep Star 6.
It's,
I'm excited because I remember that I also really liked this movie. But and you know the reason I think I like this movie
huh.
was because just because of the cast, right? Just because
Yeah.
it had people that we knew as well.
Yeah.
It had Miguel
Yeah.
Ferrer from RoboCop.
Uh, did a lot of The Stand. Did a few Tales from the Crypt episodes. Yeah, no, he became, was one of those. If I saw him in a movie, I usually knew the movie was pretty good. Which most of the time, yeah, I was right. But I always did love Miguel Ferrer. He always plays the guy who always seems to be put out by something.
He's put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just irritated.
Yeah.
But also had Matt McCoy, which back then was awesome because that dude was in Police Academy 6.
Okay, yeah.
And that was made in the same year. That was also in 1989. So he was on a trip.
Yep. It was in Police Academy 6. That's one of those I have a love-hate because I hate it because I think Steve Guttenberg wasn't in it, but I love it because of the whole, hey dork, Captain not Lassard, the mean guy, walking around with the word dork, sunburnt onto his chest. But that's not, Police Academy is a horror on its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
and funny thing about this movie, the director Sean S. Cunningham.
Oh yeah,
Friday the director did.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
I saw him. He did another movie he did recently that was non-horror. Damn it! I was shocked that he did it because I'm like, dude, that's Friday the 13th guy.
Well, yeah. And so a lot of horror accolades going on for this movie. Again, 1989, same year.
Yeah,
it's weird.
This is the one. This is the movie I definitely I think got confused with that intertwined either with Abyss or Leviathan. It was the scene when Miguel Ferreira was when he goes full crazy and jettisons up. I didn't know which movie that was. So
that makes sense.
I was waiting. Yeah, I was waiting for that scene, but like in Leviathan, Fortunately, I never got to see Abyss. So if there is that scene similar, I don't know.
No, yeah, there is. There definitely is. Yeah, this one's a little. They're pretty much the same, really. But who's to say which one came first?
Yeah.
Because I didn't write down the months that they came out, but yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, but that's the thing. So Deep Star 6 did not hold up as much as well as Leviathan in my eyes.
I mean, to me, it had at least to me more of a better monster. It wasn't a genetic alteration. It was just a monster that was just in the earth that we never seen.
Yeah. Well, and they find it because so it's more truckers underwater stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a defense platform for torpedoes. Basically, they're building like underwater defense platforms for the military.
Okay, that I was wondering. I never understood, like, why are they putting missiles in the ocean, especially atomic missiles?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, essentially, Miguel Fierro just nuked our entire water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, but so it's slightly different, but it's pretty much the same, and it pretty much starts like that.
Yeah.
And they have like several different stations. They have the main station, like a satellite station,
Yep.
and a couple of roamers. And at least the black man's the captain.
Yep.
I appreciated that. And yeah, but again, it's almost a whole hour of the movie is just them doing the trucker shit. And they find this big cave, and they want to blow it up because they want to build something on top of it. And even though Scarpelli, the marine biologist, the weird like model lady in the movie, she's like, no, and none of them care. They don't give a shit. They're just like, I'll blow it up. Just blow up the cave. And she's like, we don't know what's down there. A hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I was just...
Oh, hang on 1 second.
Okay. Right. What? I always, like I said, a lot of these movies, the plot, I think some of the plot always did fit the, all right, let's put a corporation down there. Boom. Oh, and that's one thing I definitely about those movies. There was no evil corporation.
Yeah, no, I think it was just basically like the military's the evil corporation, basically. Just sort of like.
But there, it was like, oh, we can't come save you. It was just the guy who went crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, and like people, and like and that like people not listening, just sort of being like, because man, but there's still so much trucker shit. Because like, and people not listening to other people. Because like, like Miguel Ferrer's like, I'm fucking cabin sick. I need to leave, Doc. Get me out of here. And they're like, all right, well, just relax. He's like, no, fucking relax.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of things he did, so
it was all him.
Yeah, and it was this one. It was all general accident. Well, except the whole blowing up the missiles, but mostly like him, killing one of the crew when the monster got in. All of them were generally accidents because he went fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the big monster comes because they blow up the cave, and it comes out, and it fucks up. It fucks up the probe.
Yep.
And then like some of the characters go to like the satellite station, and then it starts fucking up the satellite station.
Yeah.
And they have to abandon that. Or they find a couple of people there.
Yeah.
One of them dies, but like the main character finds his like love interest there, saves her.
Yeah.
And this scene, this was crazy, where the captain's there and they try to get out, but then he gets smushed by the door.
Oh, that was.
Like I remember that scene.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that definitely was one of those. I think this movie got entwined with me with all the other movies because, I remember the hatch crushing him. And I always, this, again, just being young at age at the time, I always thought that was the guy, the corporal from Aliens. Wait.
Oh. Yeah. No, he did kind of sort of act like that a little bit. Yeah.
Wake kicks up.
Well, and then there's like the seminal. The next scene is I can't remember why they're doing it. Well, so like they all get to like the main base, but it's getting fucked too.
Yeah.
And so they, what do I have here? A weird couple is a weird bro moment. Well, they also it's with Matt McCoy and like the other dude, like they having like another weird bro moment before Matt McCoy gets eaten in half or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But my own was like when the monster got in and they're walk. Why didn't like they invest in glow sticks? Because stand up there, pop, and just again, I'm pretty sure, I could, we would survive because, we'd make sure we had the glow sticks. We would have the flamethrowers, the cool axe.
Yeah. They didn't have as many cool weapons as the Leviathan crew did.
Yeah.
And this is the part where Miguel blows all the missiles for some reason, and he keeps repeating that it was like standard procedure, and I'm like, what? And like, is that standard procedure? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, if you think about for military, because I think this is still that time where the Russians were still were as the bad guys, because I think Rocky, we don't want those Russians to get those missiles, blow it up, contaminate the ocean. I have to watch that again just to see if because I thought there was some that it's like, okay, I'm blowing up. They're like, okay, but maybe there was something he missed. There was before he was supposed to do that, blow it up. He was supposed to do something else.
Yeah. Well, because he does that, it's like, the main base now is fucked, and it keeps getting fucked, and they have to go outside. Someone has to go outside to like fix something, and so Matt McCoy gets into the seminal, the big suit, which looks so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get very far, and I remember this scene as well. It's so good. Where they take him up, but he's eaten in half, and Scarpelli's crying because they were lovers, I guess. Matt McCoy got in there.
Yeah.
And
I think he felt like he was like a third wheel in that with the main hero and the girl.
Maybe that's why it was weird. I said weird bro scene. And we also revealed that the girl's pregnant too.
Yeah.
And there's this whole thing with them. Man, so one of the weird things about this movie is it feels a lot more bottle episode-y, because a lot of it happens in this big room.
Yeah.
In the one big room, or like the one big thing. It's not like Alien or Leviathan where they're like going around. They're like all like stuck in this one place, or like these two rooms, and that's it.
Yeah, because when the monsters, the thing is huge.
Yeah, it's fucking huge as hell.
Yeah, so it was like how. I think wasn't the reason the base started because it basically was just destroying the outside or something like that.
Yeah, basically.
Because I'm like, because I remember watching it and it was like, well, as long if it's contained in that room, nothing has to be worried. But because it took damage on the outside, everything,
Well, yeah, because they get out of the room. And then they go and then they get some like prods and like sticks and things like that. And then they go back into the room to kill it.
Yeah.
for some reason. And there's some they do have some guns. They're doing some shooting. Miguel fucks up and kills like the engineer guy, which is fucking awesome. And not much is accomplished.
Yeah.
So they just leave the room again.
Miguel Ferrer sees the ghost, which was really
Oh yeah.
probably the most disjointed part of it. And it was like, it was a whole ghost. It wasn't like part of it was all like, again, 80s technology. It was like you just this powdered white ghost. You killed me, Miguel Ferreira.
Well, that's where he totally freaks out.
Yeah.
And then takes a capsule up and doesn't do the proper decompression. And yeah, this is the main thing that I remember from this movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, but then I was like, is this the best video? Is this the first video of someone with no decompression and like showing what it's like? But then I remember the same thing happens in the Abyss as well.
Okay.
With the paranoid military dude.
Okay. But doesn't he go down further or something? Like he's going to blow.
Well, yeah, he's going down further.
Okay.
And then dude's going up. I don't know if this is an accurate representation of what would happen if in this situation, but it's awesome.
Yeah. Did they put it where they were digging? Because it wasn't like the Mariana Trench or anything like that.
In this movie?
Yeah.
Did they put the base where they were digging? Is that what?
Well, no. I was like, did they say we're like in the there's the Mariana Trench?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they might have said it's in the Pacific somewhere, but I don't recall.
All right.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they are two sort of different things. Because Miguel Ferrer dies because he doesn't decompress going up to the surface.
Where the one guy
and the dude in the Abyss, he's like feeling it, but what happens to him is just the whole thing implodes.
Yeah, because he's deep going down further.
Yeah. So this might be the first video or like trying to like show that on camera.
Yeah.
Good job, Miguel.
Your sacrifice was.
Oh my god. Well, shit, man. I have no other. Man, I have barely any notes after this.
Yeah. No.
There's some more alarms and shit. The doctor dies. and then McBride and Collins, they somehow get to the surface.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
I remember enjoying watching the movie, but then it's like, you sit there and think about it. You sit there and think about it. It's like this movie was probably put together too great.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's definitely no Leviathan.
I'm pretty sure Cunningham basically, like he did with Friday 13th, he wanted to make, with Friday 13th, he wanted to make Halloween and stuff. He was trying to make, he was probably thinking he was making aliens in underwater, not knowing that
Leviathan's right there. Yeah, the Abyss is right behind him. Yes. It's like, fuck, man.
I mean, what would it be funny if this actually had came out before Leviathan and Abyss?
God, I'm so curious now. All right, this came out. Oh, come on. When did it come out? Oh, let's see. I don't know, but probably all of them are just were all of them just sort of like, God damn it.
Yeah. Because I could see one of these being released like a week before one of the others.
Ooh, well, Deep Star 6 came out in January. Okay. 99. Oh yeah. So it might have been the first, dude. He did it. He fucking did it, man. Good job, buddy.
And it shows. Oh no, I enjoyed it. You know, again, Miguel Ferreira, very good actor, but he always seems to play the guy who's just put out by everything. You know.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. January, Deep Star 6, Leviathan, March of 1989. Deep Star 6 was in January. So Deep Star 6 first, then Leviathan, and then let's see.
I can see Abyss be at least 90s, like
August.
August.
Yep. So Deep Star 6 was first, and then Leviathan. James Cameron was probably super pissed about all of them.
Yeah.
But although his isn't really, it's not horror film schlock.
No.
It's a very different movie, but goddamn, that must have been pissed him off.
Oh well, yeah. Let's talk about the Abyss, because the trailers I watched for it, I could not get what the movie would have been about.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. I remember the alien Ed Harris going down into the ship, talking to the aliens, and then the ship coming out. That's all I remember.
Mm.
And of course, you got the guy going deep down. You know, at least him going downwards a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's really not much to say. It's a great movie. I love The Abyss. But it's not horror so much, but it is truckers in space, very much so, and maybe even more so because it's the longest movie by far, and there's so much of that, and most of the conflict stems from the military coming, and the workers and the military butting heads, and the military takes over because they find some weird shit. They find like the water thing.
All right, can I remember the effects of the whole water bubble jelly, the face part?
Yeah. Just weird stuff's happening. One of the crew members like has an encounter with them, and so like that's it. And so the military comes in and like fuck shit up, and like they want to just blow something up in the trench, and the workers, and yeah, it's about them stopping it, and Ed Harris going down there defusing the bomb, things like that. So it's much more of like a movie and more of a drama movie than these ones.
Okay.
But they share very similar, obviously, aesthetics.
The way one of the trailers I watched, the way it made it sound like, you know, it would, you know, and I think because James Cameron, he's an advocate for you know, recite, you know, a green Earth and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's what like one of the trailers seemed to make it sound like. It was like, you know, all this weird shit was happening, you know, across in the, you know, water, you know, tidal waves were coming in, and that's why they were sent there, because that's where they pinpointed it.
Oh,
that's what one of the trailers made it sound like.
I got you.
And
okay, all right.
And
I mean, I don't remember that. I don't remember that part. Although I can't really quite remember like what the original point of them being down there was.
Yeah.
But they're like scientists and like marine biologists and things. But they're funded by the military, and then like once they start seeing some weird stuff, then the military send in a unit, and fucking Hicks is the main guy, and he goes fucking sea crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Ed Harris saves the day, and meets basically the underwater civilization, underwater aliens, basically.
Yeah, because I was like, I think I saw the on YouTube. I found the end part of the special edition. Apparently, the aliens were controlling the water, going to make a big old tidal wave, and it was basically them showing a video of us killing ourselves, and it was just like, what is this movie trying to advocate? Because again, I knew it really wasn't a horror movie, but it was like one of those movies. What was it trying to say?
Well, no, there's definitely a bit of like, because they play in videotapes, and they're like, yeah, you're trying to fuck us. You're fucking yourselves. You're trying to fuck us. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
But then Ed Harris shows that humans are good. That he sacrifices himself, and so the aliens don't do anything.
Yeah.
And in the extended edition, like they come to the surface, and there's like a whole thing with them up at the top.
Yeah.
When before in the original movie, they do surface, but that's pretty much it. They just surface, and then Ed Harris and Master Antonio hug, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's the end of the movie.
Okay.
But great movie. Also 1989. Something was in the water. Apparently.
One of these times, if I ever find the Abyss, if it's like in the used DVD, I'll just have to grab it and watch it.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know what the status is for digital wise, but if I find it digitally on a, not like a $24 price, I'll buy it. Because I generally want to see because the trailers and then the end, it's got me all confused. But I remember seeing the movie, enjoying the movie. The whole, seeing the water and the CGI replicating her face, sticking her tongue out. Which later did good. With Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, let's travel in the future a little bit to get to our third movie.
Right.
Dagon! H.P. Lovecraft.
This is a amalgamation of Dagon, of the title Dagon, and the Shadow over Innsmouth, which is probably one of any H.P. Lovecraft's fans, like a lot of other people's favorite story of his.
Directed by Stuart Gordon,
who did I think he did like 8 Lovecraft stories. I know he did Reanimator. I know you can't count the Bride of Reanimator as a Lovecraft. But he did. He did that. From Beyond.
Did the screenplay for Body Snatchers back in the day.
Trying to think of his Donald Sutherland version.
The 93 one.
Okay. I remember that one.
So yeah. He was prolific dude, and so
I think this is one of his last films before he passed away.
Oh,
I could be wrong, because I know it didn't get at least I don't think any of his other other ones got a big release, but this one I didn't even hear until I started getting onto the Lovecraft storytelling and stuff, and found it.
I got you. Well, no, I mean, he's got credits up until 2018.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Bunker of Blood, Chapter 5, Psycho Slideshow, Demon Freaks, straight to video.
I know he did one for the Masters of Horror. If I would recommend anybody watching who's a horror, they've John Carpenter, Romero, Stuart Gordon, all did little hour horror movies. I would recommend and he did one of them. I think one of the better ones too.
Well, yeah, Dagon. So this was the first watch for me.
So, what did you think about it?
Uh, you know, I'm on. You know, I'm an H.P. Lovecraft stan, and when it comes to that kind of stuff, I guess it ticks the boxes. But that's kind of what it feels like. It kind of just ticks some boxes, and personally, I didn't really like it that much, and there's several reasons why. Uh, and I mean, a lot of it has to do with the budget,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, because that's the thing. Because yeah, there's just no big anyone. No one gives H.P. Lovecraft stuff big budgets.
no. I mean, the only, because I remember hearing long time ago, Benicio del Toro we wanted to do a Mountains of Madness movie, and apparently, yeah, Tom Cruise and wanted Tom Cruise to sign off on it, or at least play in it. But apparently, that's been in. Probably it's been now long forgotten to do.
I got you. But you know, I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
I don't know how do you feel about this movie? Is this one of your faves?
I don't mind it because one I saw it on Tubi, so it was free, but it was just like I have to appreciate the effort the guy Stuart Gordon puts into it. Like the headdress the priest wears, the priestess. The one girl with her her crazy eyes. That's one thing you definitely would not forget about. That is her. It was the crazy eyes.
yeah.
I mean,
that was good.
And to me, like the whole deface the one guy being like defaced.
Yeah, that's pretty
probably
good.
One of the most gruesome
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and I gotta hand it to Stuart Gordon. We get boobs within the first 5 minutes.
He loves his women.
Loves the boobs. Well, yeah, and this one's got a more tenuous grasp with like the other two movies because it's really not underwater. I mean, it kind of.
But
they're on a boat in the beginning.
But it's the horror underwater, though.
Well, yeah. But no, yeah, yeah, it's just kind of the main dude. It's really weird. It's really weird because it's like the main actor. Like I don't think he's very good.
Oh yeah, no.
But the woman, Barbara, his girlfriend Raquel Morono, I think she's great.
Yeah.
She's like super good.
Yeah, no, I would appreciate her had been the
like the protagonist. Yeah, not just kidnapped and like out of the movie forever.
Yeah. Because I mean, he didn't because it was just like, oh, stumble, and maybe that is more of a Lovecraft. It's just that, oh, something scary, stumble into something, even another scary thing. But
the weird, oh, go ahead.
I know, just to me, it was like after everything stopped raining, it's like when he did his. Why did he just not set the whole village on fire? Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's this whole thing. They're with this like older couple, but shit. There's this town on the coast. Cool looking town.
Yeah.
Cool Lovecraftian town. Yeah. But there's a storm brewing. It fucks them up.
Yeah, because also the storm just show up.
Oh, it just showed up out of nowhere. It was a beautiful day.
And because you hear the village singing like all loudly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so I think the thing that like gets me is that like the difference here is like, you know, with a lot of horror movies, you're with like a group of people,
Yeah.
and the weird thing about this movie is that like everyone's like separated immediately,
Yeah.
and like the girl goes into town and it's creepy, real Resident Evil 4 vibes happening
Okay. Yeah.
with this, like super. In fact, that makes me want to see when Resident Evil 4 was made. 2005. Yeah, I mean, that definitely, you know, maybe not direct inspiration from this movie,
Yeah.
but like definitely some like Resident Evil vibes going.
I mean that the priest that when they first run upon it, not the head priest, but when they get to he was very like up close upon them, like very almost handsy, and it's like, okay, dude,
Oh yeah,
you know, a little personal space.
Oh yeah.
I
But
mean,
yeah, but she's there. She gets kidnapped. The dude goes back to the boat, doesn't see anything, and then just comes back.
yeah,
And the weird thing about it is that it's a one person horror movie, and it's mostly of this dude just sort of walking around
yeah,
the town, right? And it's just kind of getting attacked by all these weird people who are pale and damp,
wet.
And well, yeah, and so yeah, and that's not. I don't know. There's something about having a group that works well in horror, right? But when it's just like one person, it's just kind of, and it's very long. It's a very long scene where he's just walking around and getting chased, and
yeah. The one scene I didn't believe is when he did the whole unscrew. One screw held that door. You know, it's like
that was an interesting thing.
Yeah, I was like, that screw was barely on. It was like a little bit more force of they could have popped that door open.
yeah, that was strange. Well, yeah, and at one point he meets, and it was established that he's been having dreams, right?
Yeah.
He's been having dreams of the underwater mermaid, some mermaid, beautiful mermaid woman.
Yeah.
Then he meets her, and this is Crazy Eyes, beautiful woman.
She's an
Macarena Gomez.
She's like, because I looked at, she's apparently an Italian. At least she's well known in like the Italian soap opera.
Oh, okay.
But she's doing quite well for herself. At least last I looked.
Well, it's kind of the same with Raquel Morono, but she does like Spanish movies.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, kind of, and the entire crew and all that kind of stuff. A lot of European people had their hands on this movie.
I'm pretty sure this was like one of those that make the movie over here will give you a huge tax cut and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about any of this except he finds her. He meets this priest or this dude who's been able to like play the drunk, and so no one fucks with him. He hasn't turned fish yet.
Yeah.
And then they all meet up, but then they immediately get separated again. and then this is the face pull scene, and yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's an awesome horror scene. It's fucked. And that's the last note I have on this movie. Wow. What else happens, Phil?
Girl gets sacrificed to Dagon. She's in. When she gets sacrificed, she's in the nude, all carved up with
Oh yeah, she is.
runes. Which I thought was funny. It was like the Crazy Eyes priestess. She's going after her It's her brother, like essentially stepbrother.
Oh yeah.
So now we got this whole weird tentacle brother porn going on.
But yeah, no, and this scene, it's cool. It's like a cool Lovecraftian cult scene,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah, the whole town's there, and they're sacrificing her, and the whole, the impetus of this is that, like, back in the day, some like other like some priest found they just spent like a bunch of like gold and stuff started washing up on the coast,
Yeah.
right? A lot of jewels and trinkets.
Yeah, because according at least to the original, the towns of Innsmouth basically dried up on because fishing was their mainly livelihood, and it dried up. The fish dried up, and apparently the one the person who founded Innsmouth basically, like, he was he traveled and went to this this, it's somewhere in Southeast Asia, and apparently had brung one of the half breed of Dagon, or Deep Ones, here, which then apparently caused them to fish. But apparently in this movie, it was, they just threw this golden pyramid into the water, which then caused the fish to. Yeah, it was.
No. I mean, this. I don't know what this movie's trying to say. Like, this fishing town, dried up. They have no means of production. All of a sudden, they get blessed with all this awesome shit. It's like, oh, maybe you have to turn into a fish man too. Well, in this capitalistic society, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I love the part. He's like, I'll pay it. And he's like, we have more, like more gold than you can have.
We got so much drip here. We got so much gold, dude. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the cult scene, yeah, like, she's getting sacrificed, but he's able to, like, do some shit.
Yeah.
Fuck with some people. Get sort of saved by the mer lady, but then not. But then she gets pissed.
Yeah.
And then he tries to save the beautiful Barbara, but is unable to. It's horrible.
Yeah, it was like, I was looking up on Amazon, because with Amazon it'll have pop like trivia and stuff. Now, suppose this was the girl named Barbara was apparently a tribute for George A. Romero, because in Night of the Living Dead, it was, the girl's name was Barbara.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how, this is according to the trivia thing I saw.
Cool.
But,
he's not able to do that, and then the big bomber shell comes out that he's actually
he's half
her
himself.
half brother or step brother or something. And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" So he lights himself on fire. And then does he go into the water himself?
No, no! I love the CGI tentacles just.
Yeah.
She undresses herself, crawls over there.
Yes.
Because I think the last image you see is the tentacle, their heads and the tentacles going into the water. Not a lot of money for the budget CGI.
Oh, well, it works, though, and it is creepy, yeah, because he's all burned up.
Yeah.
But he's got gills.
Which I thought about. It's like, great, now you're going to have to live your entire life as this half burned up mer person.
Yeah. And then it ends.
Yeah.
Like, he basically
they swim
says,
towards,
all right,
swims towards that giant Dagon eye that he saw in his dreams.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, all I can say about it, the movie, is that yeah, it just wasn't fun to watch. That was my big thing. Like it was just kind of boring to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, probably one of the more true to Lovecraft movies. Because honestly, I haven't seen too many of them. So I really appreciate the effort, and
Yeah,
it has a lot of cool stuff. Right.
I had a list on one of my previous iPhones of all the at least adaptations, and there's quite a there is quite a few. What was trying to think of yeah, Shadows of Innsmouth. The one that has Wheatley in it. They've done that one twice. God, I can't remember. Castle Freak is an adaptation of an H.P. Lovecraft story from Beyond.
Oh man.
And I think that's one thing about Stuart Gordon. Either he wants them, scantily clad because at least from Beyond, it was like I'm pretty sure he could not wait to get Barbara into that that dominatrix outfit.
Oh, he couldn't. He couldn't wait.
Yeah,
he couldn't fucking.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I guess there have been a lot. Oh yeah, From Beyond.
Yep.
Also Stuart Gordon. Roger Corman. In the Mouth of Madness by John Carpenter.
Oh. I mean, there's a lot of independent ones on YouTube you can find. Because I know that someone did a Call of Cthulhu that's like black and white vintage, done with subtitles. Like they would say something, and the cue card would pop up on them. The old silent stuff.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, we should definitely do one of those sometime.
Okay.
Watch some Lovecraft movies or something. Because I'd like to watch them. I do remember I went to like a short film festival, Lovecraft festival, which was pretty cool. I went to the theater and watched it, and they were all new, they were all current.
Okay.
Like made within the last 5 years, like short films, and it was cool.
Yeah, because I think one of them was the I wanted to say The Watcher Outside or something. Because there was one I think was on Vudu that had that. I swear I thought I saw Reanimator with you. Like when you were during one of the rare times when you were in college and you had you and your friends over.
I mean, maybe, but I feel like I've never seen Reanimator.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because I was like, I remember, it was one of those I remember seeing it, but then Toxic Avenger,
I think I do remember that. Yeah. Toxic Avenger, Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
all right, well, those are the three main ones.
Yep.
You want to talk about Ghost Ship a little bit?
Yeah. This is what I enjoy. I actually like this one.
Nice.
One of the greatest opening death scenes ever. But it was wasn't until afterwards in the movie it's that the little kid should have not survived. Have you ever seen the opening?
I've seen the opening. Yeah, with the wires and all that. Yeah, I've seen the opening. Yeah.
Because the way he was cut, there was no way where they were positioned. They were apparently in the middle. She should have had survived. There would have been no way of her dropping down that quick.
I got you. Well, yeah. So what else happens in the movie?
So
I've always been curious.
yeah, it was funny because there's a video game called The Man from Medan. Almost same same premise. A ship is disappeared, and so this guy comes to a ship that had a bunch of scavengers, haulers, people find deserted ships, wreck ships. He's like, hey, I found this one ship in this coordination, It's like, okay, apparently it's one of these mysterious ships that just disappear off the face of the earth. And they're like, yeah, it was lasting like 1963, all that. Well, as soon as they get on the ship, ghost stuff start happening and stuff. And of course, unlike in The Man of Medan, where it's end up being a chemical spill, this one's actual ghost.
Oh, so it's like paranormal. So it's more paranormal.
Yeah.
Stuff. Okay.
And from what this is, I know definitely I read, the director of it wanted it to be The Shining mixed with the Titanic, which
Okay.
I would still pay money to see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That could be super creepy.
Yeah.
Did this movie deliver?
Nah. Unfortunately, because I think it's again I'm desensitized to horror movies. But so it's ended up finding out they during this cruise they ran upon a sinking ship and found missing gold.
Oh, shit.
Well, add missing ghost ship and gold, the body count start rising.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Don't touch that gold.
Yeah. And so at one point the captain goes crazy. They throw him into into this like aquarium, which then he ends up drowning. But it is end up revealed that the guy who found the ship is and it says even his name is Ferryman. He's basically collecting enough souls to get to as pay his penance for past sins for him to get back for him to die.
Okay.
Well, they kill him. They blow up the ship. The ghosts ascend to heaven and all that. And then so there's the one female, the final girl alive, which I think was funny during the trivia. During it says where they were located, even though it would have been warm weather, the water would have been still like 45 degrees, and she would have technically wanted to survive for like 15 minutes, then would have died of hypothermia.
Probably.
Yeah. But so she survives, gets picked up by a cruise boat. They lead her off the boat, and as she sits up, she sees the ferryman with her ghost crew, with her previous crew, put with the gold going onto the ship. Yeah, because during it's revealed it's revealed that so if you saw the movie, there was this one redhead lady, not a girl in the red dress. She's in cahoots with so it looks like, but they all go, the staff goes crazy, and basically whoever wasn't on the on the dance floor basically got like poisoned, if not shot. And then they're all betrayed by the ferryman. You know, she gets killed by a giant hook in the face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some cool death scenes.
Yeah, pretty
all that.
Cool death scenes.
All right.
You know, Carl Urban's in it. You know, I like Carl.
Oh,
Urban.
nice. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. The one it was the one guy from Grey's Anatomy. I know he had some controversy around him,
Oh, okay.
but to me I like, you know, is as just a good general ghost movie. I liked it. You know,
cool.
nothing too scary. You know, again, the opening death scenes probably is one of the greatest, but then it left me realizing there's no way that girl would have survived that. You know, unless, you know, there was a scene where it's like, oh, I dropped something. You know.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, sweet.
Yeah. And then, of course, the last movie I was Underwater with Kristen Stewart.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I had read that this has some like Lovecraftian elements in it, which I guess it does, I suppose.
Only really wanted, you know, if the reveal of the great elder god.
Yeah. This was 2020, directed by William Eubank, and well, yeah, and in terms of underwater stuff, very different than the default ones you've talked about. You know, because it's quiet.
Yeah.
And it's a solo person.
Yeah.
You know, it's still truckers underwater, but it immediately starts with the conflict.
Yeah, there's no talk about stocks.
No.
I mean, if you actually start the movie, you hear the boom of what causes everything to go bad as it is.
I gotcha. Well, yeah, it's just different in that way because there's not that buildup. Like they're immediately in the conflict, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like overall, I kind of I enjoyed watching it. Yeah, I was curious about it because it really is like because since it starts immediately, the entire movie is just them trying to get somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like
Just
that's the whole
trying to
thing.
get to the next safe point.
Yeah, they're trying to get. They want to get to like the main bit, the main big place to find escape pods.
Yeah.
Because they're in like a weird like little satellite like tower. It's an oil rig. It's like a big oil rig.
Yeah.
And Kristen Stewart's in like one of the jutting towers.
Yeah.
And it's fucked, but she's able to like find a bunch of people really quickly and the captain.
Yeah.
Like Eric Bachman's in this movie, which is
T.J. Miller.
Yeah, and the French guy from Ocean's 12. It's awesome. And yeah, so the whole movie is just them kind of traveling.
Yeah.
Which is a little different, but all the water, like all the underwater stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and like trying to get out of the base and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's really cool. But then the monsters come.
Yeah.
And they realize that.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I liked it because it was like, again, it's just like, you know, what were these monsters and stuff. You know,
a lot different, very humanoid looking.
Yeah.
And like some of the scenes where like they're walking around and like you can just see them standing around. Like that's pretty creepy.
Yeah. And then at the end when it's revealed, you see the Great Cthulhu, or at least this guy's interpretation, and like it's those things are basically his babies.
Yeah, no, super huge, and they reveal it pretty. I mean, about like an hour and 15
almost like
into
the last
movie.
like 10 minutes of the movie.
Well, I mean, but like you sort of it's revealed that it's like there's this big thing,
Yeah.
pretty quickly, and they're just like, but that's the thing. It's like escalating tension on the tension that's already there because they have to leave anyway.
Yeah.
So and then it's like, oh, there's also fucking super strong, super fast monsters running around too. Oh, now we got another problem on our hands.
Yeah.
And Kristen Stewart's character, yeah, and she's just kind of going through it. And one thing she passes out a lot in this movie. Like I think like 4 times. Like she gets like knocked down or
she
pass out and then comes back.
She got the shit kicked out of her in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, because at one point she's like on top of a satellite tower. You know.
Well, yeah, and some of the deaths are pretty cool. Like Eric Bachman getting pulled out of his suit. And well, pretty much, I guess that one. The dude's like thing exploding because his helmet's
cracked.
I
didn't realize that until when she goes like, don't, and I'm like, what? Because I thought he gave her, like, he was like going, okay, I'm going to betray you.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh no, he gave her the good one.
Yeah.
But to like intentionally go down, knowing that would happen, like that's instead of being like, oh, there's not enough.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm pretty sure they would have, unless he was like, well, I got to at least show some guy explodes, and now you have to walk across, in this now a pool, essentially a bubble of his blood.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
Yeah. They slowly all get offed one by one.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's Kristen Stewart and the 2 others. They finally make it to the main base.
So yeah, I lost. Why did the one guy they were dragged? What happened to him?
Well, he like in the first attack, his rebreather was damaged.
Okay.
And so he got like kind of like fucked up in the head, a little bit of oxygen depletion, and then just got buffeted around all over the place.
Yeah, because I was just like, it was like, I was going like, God, he's literally just dead weight,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They help him, and yeah, they're able to. But it's very much like tech heavy. Where it's like, oh, there's only 2 pods left, you know. And she's like, just take it. I'll stay.
She knocks the one girl like loopy.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Now apparently there was an alternate scene where she apparently gets in the malfunction pod and like rewires it to work.
Okay.
It is in the deleted scene on the discs. But yeah.
But then how does she do the blow up or blow up the station?
Yeah, and they realized that would have been believable.
Right, because they even show it. They show the graphic. Like she's like, all right, they're going up, but the little babies are following them. Yeah. They're gonna catch them. So she's like, what if I blow it up? And it shows the detonation arc.
Yeah.
And it'll hit.
I think
hit all the babies, but not them.
Yeah, I think she was waiting for them to get past the arc.
And yeah, she blows it up, blows Cthulhu. He gets smushed, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I love the end where it was basically like, oh yeah, the corporation just gonna go back to.
Yeah, we don't believe these 2. They're crazy.
These 2 you never saw these two people never existed.
It was a very, very well. It kind of reminded me. Yeah, it was almost like a mid 2000s movie. It was very kind of like, very much like Seven. Like it was very like just kind of that style of movie.
Yeah.
At least in those parts. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was pretty good.
So this is where it got me. Like why do flare guns only have one bullet in it? Because it would be like, okay, no, I would be sitting here, shooting one, and then, all right, I took it 20 steps, shoot another one.
Well, they do that in Leviathan.
Okay.
Peter, yeah, like he shoots a couple before the helicopter sees them.
Yeah.
He does it right, and then somehow has dynamite as well.
I know. So this actually watching these movies, this got me remember there was a movie called Sphere.
Oh yeah.
And I remember there was a classmate of mine who's apparently a huge, because I think it's like Todd Grisham or something like that.
No, the writer of Jurassic Park.
Okay, Michael Crichton.
Same dude. Yeah, he wrote Sphere. Yeah.
And apparently he trashed that. He's like, oh, this is a bad movie, and it's like, I liked it because it was, we didn't watch this, but to me this would I think also would have been a perfect one to watch.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten about it. It hadn't crossed my mind when we were making the list.
Yeah, I think it's getting like The Abyss. I don't think we could find it digitally. Again, I didn't do a whole lot of looking.
Shit, I might have it on Laserdisc. I always liked the movie. I just liked it because I like the movie. I like the scene where Dustin Hoffman and Sharon Stone almost have sex. And I'm like, I'm just like, good on you, Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
See, I liked it because it was like I don't know. I think when they revealed like Samuel L. Jackson's character is the one who's who created the giant squid to show up because he's reading 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I was just like, I like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a very psychological film.
Yeah,
and the scene with Queen Latifah going through the jellyfish.
Oh yeah,
was pretty good. Yeah, no, I like that movie. It's a shame it just didn't cross my mind when we were making the list.
Yeah, because I think I did look it up, because it was like as an idea, but it was like I think I read upon not finding it digitally, so.
I got you.
It probably
cool.
is. It probably is there, but the one place I looked didn't have it.
Well, sweet. Well, let's decompress and get out of here.
We don't
gotta come up with some air, people.
We don't need. We've done the deep dive. We are now decompressing, so we don't get the bends.
And not sure what we're gonna do next month, but sure will be something spicy.
Yeah. If we ever maybe we could ever do another like outer space underwater part 2 or something.
There's plenty of movies that go around for that.
So if you had to choose between space or underwater, where would you go?
Space.
Space?
Yeah. Fuck underwater. Fuck deep water. Never been a fan of it. Never will be. I can handle heights.
But what happens if there's handle water? What happens if there's space sharks?
That's fine. What about you?
Probably space. Because I want to go out knowing if I die in space, I will be.
Yeah. Not shark bait.
Yep. Or squid bait, or
any bait.
Yeah. Yes, I might have a few, 1,000 little micro asteroid holes in my head.
That's fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for joining us on this. Uh, do you have anything you want to promote or?
Oh, well, yeah, little Stargate podcast. Do SG Fun Stargate podcast. It's on most podcast streamers. Go check that out if you're a fan,
Yeah, or not. What listen to
or not.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy the banter between you and your co-host.
Well, we basically talked to the entire episodes,
Yeah.
so you don't even have to watch it. We paint a picture. So there you go.
I mean, how? What are you guys up to now on release wise?
We're almost at the end of season 4.
Okay.
Recording wise, we just finished the finale of season 4.
Okay.
We're gonna do the beginning of season 5 this week. Yeah, it's crazy.
Cool.
I think we're actually gonna finish it.
Cool. Cool. All right. So I'm Phil Nielsen.
T Tizzle here.
All right.
Till next time.
Thank you.